Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. We will begin with chapter 17, verse 11. Chapter 17, verse 11. We're talking about listening to the words of the rabbinic leadership, which is, it's very interesting. In verse 9, we said that you should go to the judges that are in those days, and they'll tell you what to do. And Rashi brings down the very interesting idea that even if the judges in those days aren't as great as the judges in previous days, you should listen to them anyway. It's important to have clarity as to the meaning of the Torah, etc. And now in verse 11 it says, "Al pi Torah asher yorucha," based on the Torah that they teach you, "V'al hamishpat asher yomru lecha taseh," the judgment that they tell you should do, "Lo sasur min hadavar asher yigidu lecha yamin u'smol." Don't veer from that which they tell you, right or left. And that's obviously a very interesting language. Don't veer right or left. We're not talking about what street you're on or what side of the street you're on. It's just interesting to talk about right or left. So let's see the Ramban. Ramban on Pasuk Yud Aleph starts off by citing Rashi. Afilu omrim l'cha al yamin shu small v'al small shu yamin. Rashi says the idea of this specific word choice of right or left is it's so clear to a person what is their right or what is their left. And even so, if the rabbinic leadership of the time tells you to do X, even though that doesn't make any sense to you, it's as clear to you that this question is as clear to you as your own right and left. You still don't veer from what they tell you. That seems to be Rashi's idea. The Ramban now explains it further. V'inyano, the intent is, afilu tachshov b'libcha shehem toim, even if you think that the judgment you were given was mistaken. V'adavar pashut beinecha, it's clear to you. Kasher ata yodea bein yamincha u'smalcha, the same way that you know between your right and your left, you know with the same clarity that the judgment they gave you was wrong. Tasa kimitzvasam, do like what you're told. V'yal tomar, don't say to yourself, eich ochal hachela v'gamra hazeh, o erog ha'ish hanaki hazeh. You could have some pretty serious situations. So for us, the most serious situation that we can normally wrap our mind around is, I'm sure this thing is treif, but they're telling me it's kosher, but okay, so you accept what they say. In the times of the Sanhedrin, you could be the guy whose job it is to kill people if they're given the death penalty in Beis Din, and you're saying like, I don't know what these people are talking about. This guy didn't do that thing, or he didn't get proper warning. That's what the Sanhedrin tells you. You got to do it. Aval tomar kach tziva osi ha'adon hamitzave al hamitzvos she'ese b'chol mitzvosav gechol asher yoruni ha'omdim lefanav b'makom asher yivchar. What one should say to themselves is, this is part and parcel of keeping the Torah. And it's really from this pasuk that we just read. God told me that if there's ever a question, I listen to what the rabbis of the Sanhedrin say. And that's part of what God wants me to do. God, this is sort of an accompanying condition to the giving of the Torah, that they're the ones who define it. Even if it turns out that they're mistaken, the very act of listening to what they say is a fulfillment of God's will. V'zeb inyan Rabbi Yeshua Rabbi Gamliel, ki'inyan Rabbi Yeshua Rabbi Gamliel, b'yom HaKippurim, shechal liyos b'cheshbon. Was a very, very famous story in the Gemara that the person who was in a position of rabbinic leadership had a fundamental disagreement with another great rabbi as to when Yom Kippur was. And basically, the rabbi who dissented ultimately made a very public demonstration on the day that he thought was Yom Kippur, that he accepted that it wasn't Yom Kippur because he wanted to show that he was accepting the judgment of the rabbinic authority. But now it's all very interesting. But why is this so important? I don't know. Let me try to figure out the best I can what the meaning of the mitzvahs are. Maybe it means I'll call my local rabbi or the Sanhedrin. Maybe it means I'll figure it out in some other way. Why does the Torah have to tell me about this? So Ramban says a very interesting thing. The necessity of this mitzvah is great. I should say as just a sidebar, because I think I intimated differently earlier in the session. This is talking about the rabbis of the Sanhedrin, this idea of you have to do exactly what they say. This is not talking about your local Orthodox rabbi, be it on Zoom or in person. It's another, in the end of the day, the halacha is that if one followed appropriate rabbinic guidance and one was given the wrong guidance, as long as one went to an appropriate authority. The halach is that's not their fault if they did the wrong thing. It's not the person's fault if they did the wrong thing. But the meaning of this passage, that even if you know they're wrong, you just do it anyway. This is the rabbis of the Sanhedrin. Ki Torah nitna lanu b'ksav. The Torah is given to us in writing. V'yaduahu shelo yishtavu hadeos b'chol advarim hanoladim. There's no way that everyone is always going to agree about all the meanings of the Torah and all the applications of these psukim. There's just no way. V'nei yirbu hamachlokos v'tasa Torah kama Torahs. There'll be all kinds of differences of opinion. There'll be, like version A of the Torah, version B of the Torah, version C of the Torah, based on your outlook. V'chosach lanu ha'kasuv hadin shenishbal beizna gadol ha'omid l'fnei Hashem b'makam asher yivchar b'chol ma sheyomru lanu b'feirush haTorah. So the Torah itself now says our job is to create one central authority. That's the Sanhedrin in Yerushalayim, and they're the ones that decide. So it shouldn't be that there's all these different versions and understandings. I've heard it said before that one of the tragedies of Galus, one of the tragedies of the exiles, in which we find ourselves and the conditions of our exile, is that, of course, we do have all kinds of opinions and sometimes very strong differences of opinion, and there's no clear central, fully communally accepted authority that says, okay, everybody, here's what we're going to do here. It's challenging, and in certain ways, it's what the Ramban is talking about. But thank God we have things much more cemented and clarified for generations before this. But this is the idea how important this is. Bein shekiblu perusho ein b'pied Moshe b'agvura, o sheyomer ke'lefi mashmos haTorah kavanasa, ke'aladasha lahem unosin lahem haTorah, afilu yu beinecha k'machlif hayamin b'smol. And by the way, the Ramban adds that sometimes the reason why the Sanhedrin understands a pasuk given way is because this is the tradition back to the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. And sometimes it's just they analyzed it and they said, this is what we think. Koshkein, sheyesh l'cha lachshov, shein omrim al yamin, shehu yamin, ve'al small, shehu small. And certainly you should think that when they say the right, it's the right. And when they say the left, it's the left. Ki ruach Hashem misparach al mishorse mikdasho, Lo Yazov es Chasidov, because the Spirit of God is on those who serve in his Beis HaMikdash, and he won't forsake his pious ones. Li'olam nishmaru min hatos min hamichshol. We believe that they will gain divine assistance to not err. I mean, no one's perfect. It's possible they'll be making a mistake, but what certainly makes sense, besides the fact that they're very smart and wise, what certainly makes sense is we believe that they will merit divine assistance in not erring. I just want to share, this is not because of the Parsha, it was just an interview I was listening to in general. I thought it was an interesting story. There's a certain organization that's
Uh-oh.
Very interested to find out what this certain organization is or did or what.
What the story is, yeah.
Yeah, this it's good stuff.
Maybe somebody should either text or call the rabbi.
Yeah, Judy's in the process of doing that.
He really,
Thank you, Judy.
he's not on anymore. So maybe he's trying to get back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I know he was having trouble with the sound system yesterday, to the extent that he had to go to the office to do the class in Nevi'im for women, not Nevi'im, Muther.
Oh,
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
started very late because he couldn't get the sound at all.
yeah, because he's doing it. You can tell from the background he's doing it from his house. No, that's not. Yeah, he's doing it from his house today.
Right, exactly. All right.
I hope it's a good story, worth our wait.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I think he needs to get what do you call it? One of the computer guys out there to the house.
He's
and
had
teach
it,
them.
he's had it, so,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Roy, give me the phone, I'm gonna call his, I sent him a message, but what phone is-
well, if he's off, he must have realized that there's a difficulty of one kind or another.
I don't know. Back on, or should
I
we
hope so,
wait?
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
He said his computer crashed and he's coming right back on.
Okay.
I hope he remembers the story.
So Sue, have a great trip. Drive
Thank you. I'm not leaving for
carefully.
another week. I'm not leaving
Yeah.
for another week.
Well,
you-
drive carefully this week, even if you're not in Tennessee.
Are you going in your daughter's van?
Yes, in Becky's van, yes. Yeah, we have it all, we do this every summer. So everybody has, what their job is. My job is to bring all the food. I bring the food.
Important.
So is there a refrigerator on the van?
We do have a little refrigerator, but I bring 2 chest freezers, 2 chests,
Oh,
ice things that with blue ice and keep everything. And then we bring a microwave, we bring a toaster oven, we make sure we have refrigerators in our rooms. So yeah, we have it down.
yeah, obviously.
You mean they have civilization in Tennessee?
How long does
Indoor
Where are you
plumbing.
going?
We're going. to
sorry, where are you
Tennessee
going?
For 5 days.
Where are you going? I'm sorry. I didn't hear that part.
Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Where in Tennessee?
You know what? Everybody asks me that. I'm a follower. They tell me where to go, and I go.
Oh,
We're going to, I have it right here, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Okay.
good.
How long will it take you to get there?
Again, you're asking the wrong person, but I think about if you drive straight, it's 8 hours.
Oh,
Well,
it's not
But
bad.
she always finds things to do along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the itinerary person. I'm the cook person, Ray's the money person. So everything works out.
Now you do a different state each year, right?
It just depends. One time we did 3 weeks. That was too long for us. We did 3.
Sure.
Usually we do a week.
But in other words, Tennessee is a new
New
itinerary.
territory. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been north, we've been west, we've been as far as Kansas City.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
Oh, here
I
he is.
still think you should come back with an accent of some kind. Oh, here's Rabbi Rosenbaum.
Sorry, I see it's already 9:45, so maybe we'll hold it there. I guess that means I shouldn't have told the story that I had in mind. I'm sorry for.
no, at least tell us what organization you were talking about.
Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you what organization I was talking about. I wasn't going to tell you what, you know what, whoever wants to get off can get off, but I'll just tell the story for whoever wants to stay on. So it's an organization that prides itself on following the guidance of its rabbinic leadership. And it's like a committee of rabbinic leaders. And there was some big question that they had, and it was a very timely question. And they couldn't get the committee together. So what happened was, there were different members of the committee who kind of came into the office at different times, and they discussed aspects of it with them, and the different individuals gave whatever guidance. And I was very struck. So the person who was part of the executive staff of the organization related that one of the rabbis said to them, I just want to explain something to you. I'm going to do my best to answer your questions as best I can, but you need to understand that this is not nearly the authority as what happens when our committee meets. He said, let me explain to you what happens. I come into our committees all the time with a strong idea of what I think is the right answer. But we have a good group of people and there's a lot of discussion. And many times by the time the discussion is over, I have a very different view. So I thought it was a very open thing to say. And I think that's part of the greatness of the Sanhedrin. In other words, not only was the Sanhedrin great people. And you have to be a great person to be on the Sanhedrin in the first place. Not only, like the Ramban says, do we believe the Sanhedrin merits great clarity, but the consensus building of a Sanhedrin is an amazing thing. And just the power of deciding something as a group, I don't think should be underestimated. That's my spiel. Any comments? Okay. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. Wishing everybody a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.